Daily Gospel Reflection with Father Jack. Friends, brothers, and sisters, nothing can stop God's plan for your life. Reflect and be blessed. Good day, my dear brothers and sisters. Today is August 2nd, 2020, and today is the 18th week in Ordinary Time. And our Gospel for today is from the account of Matthew chapter 14, verses 13 to 21. Our gospel for today speaks about the feeding of the 5,000 hungry people, and it tells us that our God, He knows our needs and He is able to supply it abundantly. God is not confined by our lack of resources. He can provide even in nothingness. Today, my dear friends, my dear brothers and sisters, this Sunday, allow me to share with you three C. C, C, C. Our gospel for today starts with the first C. And the first C speaks about crisis. What's the crisis, Father Jack? The crisis was great crowd, great number of crowd, hungry crowd, following Jesus in a deserted place without nothing to eat. Can you imagine? Hungry people in a desert. You know, there is a situation of scarcity. There is a situation of hunger, and great number of people are nothing to eat. And I think this kind of situation is still true nowadays, right? There is so much hunger everywhere. It might be hunger for food, hunger for relationships, financial hunger, hunger for love and care, hunger for forgiveness, spiritual hunger, and etc. And hunger is not caused by scarcity of food, but by scarcity of people's generosity. That is why Jesus is asking his disciples, how many loaves do you have? Because the disciples were asking Jesus to let the people go back, send them home because they have nothing to feed them. But Jesus told them, give them something to eat. My dear friends, my dear brothers and sisters, miracle starts to happen when we learn to share and when we learn to give what we have. Take note, today, what I would like to tell you is, life is not about accumulation, but it's all about contribution. Never think that what you have to offer is insignificant. Never think that what you have to offer to give is useless. There will always be someone out there that needs what you have to give. My dear friends, today the gospel is inviting us, and this is the second C that I would like to tell you. Learn to contribute. Learn to contribute. Life is not all about accumulation, but it's all about contribution. St. Teresa of Calcutta once said, and I quote, if you cannot feed 100 people, then feed just one. End of the quote. The small offering of food, in the gospel, fed the crowd. And this is a miracle of generosity. Give them some food yourselves. Friends, we can meet the needs of hungry people around us by sharing with them what they had among them. Our compassion to the needy must be shown through our acts of mercy. Compassion without action is like a body without a soul. Today, the gospel is reminding me and you that learn to contribute because they're reminding us that where there is love, there is always a miracle. Friends, if you want to see miracle, be the miracle. When there is a situation of crisis, learn to contribute, because when we contribute, there will be, and this is the final C, countless blessings. There will be an overflowing of abundance. And the gospel says when the people when they contribute, the crowd ate and were filled, and they took up broken leftover 7 baskets full. Friends, when we share, we attract abundance. When we share, we magnet prosperity. The more we share, the more we have. The gospel reminds us of this. Our God is not a stingy God. He is a generous God. Life is good because God is great. Friends, today, don't just count your blessing. Be the blessing other people count on. Finally, like the disciples, we should gather the leftovers. Do not waste food, my dear friends. Do not throw your leftovers because food is precious. Keep it and gather all your leftovers. And finally, today, we have a God who always provides more than what we need. God always satiates and satisfies our needs. My dear friends, God will not be outdone in His generosity. He is always trying to give the best to us, but sometimes our hands are too full to receive them. By the way, we do not have to be rich to be generous. Remember that. No one has ever become poor by giving. Be altruistic. Stop being egoistic. Today, when there is a crisis, learn to contribute. Because life is not all about accumulation, but it's all about contribution. And when we contribute, blessings will overflow. Amen.